Hey everyone, it's Jason Pannone, Head of Reference and Cultural Assets Manager here at the East Hartford Public Library. For this installment of Raiders of the Lost Archive, I want to show you something related to Pratt and Whitney. This is an overhaul manual for the twin Wasp C3 and C4 engines. We'll take a closer look inside in a moment, but I just want to give you a little bit of background. As you can see from the title page, this is marked as restricted, and the date it was printed is, where is it? 1944, right there. And that is important because Pratt and Whitney basically built the aircraft engines that won World War II. They were built almost entirely in East Hartford, although they did outsource quite a few of them to other companies, simply because they couldn't keep up with the production that the Army Air Corps needed. So a lot of the American fighter and bomber planes flew on Pratt and Whitney engines. And if you read accounts of pilots from the war, they will often talk about, my not the P-51. The P-51 didn't fly in a Pratt and Whitney engine, but the Grumman Hellcat, for instance, that flew in a Pratt and Whitney engine. So if people ask, well, what's East Hartford known for? You can say winning World War II. Anybody who lived in town, who worked at Pratt, who supported the workers in any way, whether for food or shelter or however. So East Hartford really does play a big role on the world stage, more so than you think. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is we will take a look at the actual manual just to see what's in it, because I think it is super cool. So here's the table of contents for the manual, and you can see that it covers spark plugs, fuel pumps, carburetors, magnetos, and that's it. And it's basically just, for a machinist or an engineer, this is what you do just to maintain the engines. Now, as you get farther in, we say get to carburetors, now you start getting into diagrams, which are super, super cool. And I'm going to try to go slowly with my hand so you can get a much clearer picture of this poppet valve and just the complexity that went into building these aircraft engines. These are not simple machines. They're incredibly complex with lots and lots of parts. And, if you come see the Wasp that we have up in the Creative Commons when we reopened, you can truly get a sense of just how complicated this machine was. But it's so neat to see, even if you're not really into mechanics, you really can get a sense of just the detail and the engineering that went into making these engines here in East Hartford. And remember, these had to keep these planes not only aloft, but they had to be able to take a lot of punishment, because this wasn't leisurely flying, this was combat flying. So these engines are being pushed to the limit all the time, and they would have to withstand, potential damage in battle and still get the pilots back either to their air base or their aircraft carrier or wherever they were stationed. So I think it's super neat. This is not the only manual we have. It's just one of, I think, about a dozen manuals that we have from this period, and they cover not only this engine, but various other engines. So again, if somebody ever asks you, well, East Hartford, it's a nowhere place, you can say, oh no, we helped to win World War II. And I think that's a darn fine thing. So anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. So we'll see you next time. And until then, be well, wash your hands, practice safe social distancing, and have a great day. Bye.